Okay, I just created a creating element.js file, and I'll attach it to here in the script. So now we have this file. So here only we're going to learn, here only we're going to create the thing. So console.log 123. So if I console that, so now I got 123. So this file is working. Okay. So I'll take this. So now like keep it like this way. Okay. So to create an element, okay, so where we going to, so last time where did we get the element? From the document, right? So now we're
Yes.
going to create an element in the document only. Okay, so last time everything we are going to do, we are just going to manipulate the document. So that's the thing. So the document is actually your HTML page. Okay, for example here, say create element. So how to create an element in a JavaScript? So we know how to create an element in HTML. We can directly put the tag names. If you want H1, you can put the tag name of H1. Paragraph means you can put paragraph, things like that. So, but how can we create the element in a dynamic way in a JavaScript? So here I'm going to create a list element here. Const li equal to just a variable name, whatever the name, it's okay. Just for to make sense, I'm keep it as a li. Okay. So document dot create element. So this is the method document dot create element. This is where you should want to pass what element you should going to create. Okay, for example, now I'm going to create a list element, so I'm passing li. So I will now console it, console.log li.
So can you please change the name of constant because it will create some
Yeah, this is
confusion.
constantly.
Yeah, no, change the name of li because we are seeing li in this also, no?
No, no,
This is the
no.
bracket.
I'm not going to change this li. I'm just going to add some inside attribute only, not the direct li. Okay.
Okay.
So we don't need to use the let, because I'm just going to add all the attribute and like kind of things. So you will understand now. Okay, don't worry about that.
Okay.
So here we get a list here. Okay, so you see this is li, this li is now empty. So I will open this in incognito mode. So here we have the empty li. Okay, so this is how the console will work, but I don't know, some catch is stopping me that way of things. Okay, so I'll close this one. So now the li is returning me. Okay, so the empty li. Okay, the only the element. So how do I did? So document dot create li, it's returning an empty list element. Okay, so now I want to add some class to it. Okay, so add class. So the add class takes li dot class name equal to new item. So if I do like this way and if I save this, now we got added the class into the list item. You see, I'm not changing this directly this li. I'm doing inserting something inside to this li attribute. Okay, so that's the thing. So if I try to change like this way, for example, li equal to test, this is going to look give an error. Okay, because I'm directly changing the li to some element to string. Okay, so that's going to return some error. So now I'm just modifying the classes and things, and that's not gonna show the error. Okay, so now we manipulate the new item. Now we added the new item class to this empty li. Okay, so and also I'm going to set some attribute to it. So some other attribute, for example, the default attribute, I'm just going to give some title to here. Okay, for this li. To do that, what I'm going to do, add attribute. So this is going to be li dot set attribute. So the set attribute takes a two thing. What is the attribute name? Title. And the second one, what the attribute value, the title value. So here I'll just give new item. So if I save this, Now you see it got added title as attribute and equal to value is new item. So okay, this is how you can set the value attribute to the element. Then I want to, so now we created the list element and also we added some class here. So now we want to add some text, okay, inside that li. So how do we can do that means, so create text node. Okay, so why I'm saying text node means, for example, this is a space node. Okay, if I select this, there is something, the character here, that is a space, that it's called a space node. So this is a element node. So this is a string node. I will explain you what the node is afterwards, okay, when the time comes. So this is now I'm going to create a text node because I need to append some text in between to this mtla. Okay, that's what I need now. It's not returning. I don't know why it's returning like this. Okay, we'll check. So here li dot append child. Okay, the append child is going to take is a method. I want to append something into the li. So what I'm going to append, the text node. Okay, so document dot create text node. This text node is hello world. So if I save this, now I have the class new item and I got the hello world inside the element. Okay, see, I just append something to the li. What I'm appending, the create text node. Okay, so if I directly try to append directly, we can also append like this way. What happened, you see, fail to execute the append child on the node. Parameter 1 is not type of node. So here when you append something into the li, you should want to append as a node. That's what the error is coming. Parameter 1 is not type of node. So the type of node you should create, what you do, document dot create text node. The text is node. Okay, so I'm appending some text node into this li. So when I save this, so I got the class name new item and title new item and the string I append into the li. Okay, so cool. Now I'm going to insert a element, a anchor element inside to this li. So okay, to do that, what should we need to first we need to create a element. How can, now just let me know how can I do. Anyone tell me please. Create
Create element, document dot create element.
so for here for example, I want to create a link. Okay, so link. So okay, anyone explain how should I do.
Sir,
Document dot
keep only tag name, can keep any variable name, sir.
Yeah, and now I want to create a tag and now I want to add the class name and also I want to insert some html to that a tag.
document dot create element, and within the parenthesis
Okay, so
we'll put
document
a
dot create
create element.
element is a tag. Okay, the anchor tag. So now I'll console the a here. So now I get a is not defined, sorry, the link. So now I got the empty a tag. Okay, so I want to add some class to the a tag. What should I do?
Link dot append child.
No, I'm saying about the class, not the actual
Class.
text.
Okay. Li dot
Link
class
dot
name.
class name.
Link
Okay,
dot class
the
name
link
is equals
dot
to
not li, the link. Okay,
link dot
link is the a. So class name equal to, I'm going to give a class name of delet delete item. Okay, I'll keep it like this way, delete item. Okay, so now I got the delete item here. The a got added in the class now. So I want to add some inner html to the li, not the text. Okay, not the direct the actual text, to make some html inside to that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I think I already have the font or some cdn. I think, yeah, here I have the font or some cdn. Okay, so I'm going to use some I tag. Okay, inside this A. So add icon to HTML. So now what I do, link dot, I'm going to append the inner HTML, not inner text. Okay, inner HTML equal to the HTML I want is I. So here class equal to far remove. So now inside the AI, I have the I tag of far remove. Okay, this icon, I will show you how it's written actually. So now what we did, so we created an empty A tag here, that into that A tag we added a class, that class name is delete item. So here we have, so in the link inner HTML, we are just passing some new HTML. For example, if I change this to paragraph, so this is one small, sorry, inner text. If I save this, now I got the paragraph inside to that A tag. Okay, this is how you want to insert one child into the parent. Okay, so if basically this LA is the parent, and we are inserting some new element inside to this link. Okay, so I'll just keep it like this way, the A tag, the I tag. Okay, so now I want to upon that LI. So basically this is a list. Okay, in the list only we have this kind of thing. So I want to upon the list inside to this UL. Okay, so how can I do that? So that is the second question. Now what I'm going to do, so we know everything. So now what I'm going to do, here, so to create a text we want to use that, so the inner HTML. Okay, so I want to upon the li dot upon child, the child inside the li, what should I want to upon? The link, right? So we already added the link. Okay, so everything is okay. So now HTML inside the li, I want to upon the link. Now I'll put link here. Okay, so if I take this out, now we couldn't get anything. So now what I'm going to do, so here document dot query selector, the query selector is ul dot collection. The collection means for this ul I have the name of collection. Okay, so I get the collection dot upon child. I'm just upending some another child. What the child I'm going to upend? The li inside to the ul. If I save this, so now we got the hello world and this one. Okay, I want to make the class changes here. So to this li, I want to make the class of collection items. So where is the li? So this name is collection items. If I save that, we got this one. For this, what I want to do, I want to copy this delete item and secondary content. So I'll just put, okay, not here, right? So this one is delete item and secondary content. If we take this collection item class to this one, the collection item. If we save this, now we got the new element here, hello world and the text. Okay, so I can take this out, no problem, I think. So this, we already added the inner HTML here. We don't want to do append this like this way, or else you can do like this way also. If you do, the both going to work. Okay, I will show you that both example. One is the inner HTML, you can use the, okay, we are not passing the inner HTML. Okay, for example, you see we are not passing inner HTML, but now we don't need this. I'll take this out. So document.query selector UI.collections takes a append child li. So I will once again I'll go through. So first step, to create an element, we used to create document.create element that takes an what element you're going to create. For example, if even if it is div section, whatever. Okay, in our case, I'll just create the li here. The li needs some class. Okay, I'm adding some li.class name equal to the collection item. The collection item is basically what we previously added in our document list. Okay, So the same class I'm copied and pasted here. So then add attribute. I just show you some example. We don't need to add the attribute for your example only. I just did that. After that, what we did, so the li dot append child, what should I want to append inside to the li, the text node? Okay, so to create a text node, it's a method and it has a hello world of the string. So then I want to append, yeah, another a tag. For example, where is the, okay. So here we have to append inside the li, right? Wait. So we should want to append the link to her. Okay. So now we append the create text node to the hello world and the const link to document.a. So the a is an empty um, anchor tag and link dot class name, delete item and the secondary content. That is the class what this a is actually having. Okay. So in the link dot inner HTML, I basically added the I tag inside that a element. Okay. You see inside that a element, and then what I did in the li. So the li is the list. I'm append this link because now I will console the li also here. Okay. So if you see inside the li, we have a tag. So that's what we did here. Li dot append child. The link is what? The a. Li is what? The list. So we append the link inside to that. So then we now got the li here. So now we should want to append the li inside to this ul. So to do that, I want to first target the actual ul. So the ul query document query selector. It's a ul dot collections. Okay, the collection is basically coming from this one. So I want to append inside to that. So I'm using dot append method and the li. I want to pass the li here because I need the li to insert to this ul. So this is how these things work. So did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes,
don't
sir.
worry, just go and practice because we're going to create a lot of dynamical elements and all. Okay, just understand the basics how we did. Okay, so this is we are going to keep on repeat in our project the same concept, but not the same element, different element and different places. We're going to add some logics. Okay, so now we know how to create an element. So now we should want to know how to remove an element from document. So here the 7, not 7, yeah, 7, right? Okay, 7 is removing element.js. So here I will change this to ./7. So now what I'm going to do, okay, before that I'll show you how to replace an element in this place itself. Replace element. So how that we can replace a element? Okay, for example, so here we have a, I think this one is h2, right? I think where is the, so basically, okay, so what I'm going to do on task title, this is the task title. So this one is h5 basically. So this is a h5. I'm going to change, I'm going to replace this task to like h2. This is now h5. I'm going to change the changes to h2. I'm going to replace something. So for example, first I should want to create the element. What we don't have any h2 in our application, right? So const new heading, just giving some name to this as a variable. Here I'll just want to create some h2. So document dot create element, the element I'm going to create is h2. Okay, so console dot log new heading. So if I save this, I got the h2 here. Okay, everything is fine. So now what should I want to do? New heading dot id. Okay, the id is task, same thing. I'm just going to give the task title. So if I save this, now this h2 has id of the task title. Okay, everything is cool. Now what we want to do, we want to create a text node, new text node. Okay, so here what should we want to do? So explain me how do we can insert some text node? new heading. I want to append some child, right? So dot append child.
Not append child.
So here I want to create a text node. What should I do?
New heading
No, document dot create
document. Create
text node.
element.
The text node is what? This one is a task now. So I'm going to make this as a task task list like this way. Okay, the task list. So if I save this, it's a new heading that is a task list. Okay, everything is fine. Okay. Now what I'm going to do? So we got now have the new heading element here. So now I want to get this old one, and I want to replace this old one to the new one what I created now. Okay. So to do that, get the old one. First one, get the old heading. So here what I'm going to do. So const old heading equal to document dot get element by id. This id, the id we gave is where is that id name?
Task title.
Yeah, here, right? No, yeah, this is the id. So I should want to get
Task
the,
title.
yeah, so the task title. So now what I'm going to do, so const call action equal to call action. So document dot query selector, this one is this card action. I need this class. Okay, I will explain you why I'm taking this. So card action. Okay, that's perfect. So now I want to replace something. Okay, so to get the thing I get the card action because I need the parent element of the whole div, whole child. I want to going to replace that using that parent. Okay, for example, card action dot replace, because the replace child, what child I'm going to replace? I want to replace a new child, sorry, the new heading.
Old. New heading.
First one is a new heading. What child you should want to replace, and where you
Old
want to
heading.
replace the whole heading. So if I do like this way, so now we got the task list with the h2. Okay, now it's got changed. Okay, so this is how we can replace some element in our document. So we created a new heading here, we gave some id, and we also added some text node inside to this h2. And then what I did, I'll just get the old id, old heading, and the card action is the parent of the element. So that is because if you see this is the div. Okay, so in the card action, I want to replace some child. What the child is, new heading to the whole heading. Always if you want to replace something, you should want to get the parent element, then only you can able to replace the thing. What you going to replace? The new heading, where you should want to replace in the whole heading. So that is how the pattern is work. Okay, sorry, this method is working. So this is how we should replace some element from a document. So now what should we going to look? How to remove an element. Okay, so I will leave it like this way. For example, now what I'm going to do, I will command this out. Okay, so it will should in the previous level. Afterwards, you'll go and try it out by yourself. I'll take the, and also I will command this out. Okay, so now remove element. So the remove element. So what I'm going to do now, uh, mm, mm, mm. so okay, so what should I want to do now? Okay, what I'm going to remove, I'm going to remove some li. Okay, for example, here const list equal to document dot query selector all. Okay, the query selector all, I just going to get the li, all li. So if I try to console.log list here, what's going to return? It's returning as a node list. Already I explained you, if you try to use a query selector all, the type is going to return as a node list. The node lists work like an array, but it's not an array. So we have the index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, everything we have here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you a method. Okay, there is a two-way we can do. So now what I'm going to do, so you couldn't able to pass the like this way. Okay, for example, keep eye on here. Okay, we have the five list here. So here I just pass the list dot remove, because this is not a direct element. Okay, the list is actually a node element. It's an array, kind of array. Okay, if I do like this way, returning list remove is not a function, because list is not a direct element. Then how can I pick the element from here? I want to target the element. How can I do that? Now I'm going to delete the first one of this index. So how should I call here? How should I select this? So for example, the list is returning the actual array. So if I put 0, I can get the actual element, right? The first element. So if I put 1, I can get the second element, right? So you see the second element is now selecting. If I put the third one, I can get the third element. Okay, everything is fine. But now what I'm going to do, so to get the same thing, for example, here list 3 dot remove. That's all. It's very simple. So now you see the third element is not here. I will keep it like this way. I will just put some item 1. This one is item 2. This one is item 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So you see one. Okay. Basically what happened here, I should want to get the fourth one, right? Because that's the index of 4. Okay. Wait 1 minute. We'll take this out. So we
Two,
have
sir, we
1,
need to
2,
give.
3. Yeah. So this one is a 2. So when I try to remove the second element, third one, sorry, the second index, it's going to remove this third element. Okay, here in this. So because the count starts from 0. Now there is another way. For example, I will do like that way also. So this one counts list. There's no list, right? Okay, equal to document dot query selector UL. So what the UL is going to return, we'll check that. So here I'll put UL. So UL is returning the actual HTML element. Okay, not a node list or something like that. UL query selector are all only going to return a node list. We are selecting the actual UL. So now the UL returns with the LI. Okay, everything is fine. How can I change something using this? Okay. So to do that, what I'm going to do here, I'll make this here. So list dot remove child, list dot remove child. You can pass the list of, for example, here the 0. If I pass like this way, you see there is no list 1 here. Okay, if I pass 1 here, you can do whatever the thing you want. Okay, this is one way of doing. This is one way of doing. I always stick with this. For I will just remove the actual element using the dot remove. Okay, I will always stick like this way. But there is another method also you can use like this way also. Okay, the remove child, it's going to remove the list of 1. Okay, because this is the UL is a parent, and inside we have the child. So the child is what are the child, all LA is the child. So I'm just passing the UL in this node token list, and I also the one I want to remove from the list, the child of the list. I pass like this way, I can delete from here. Okay, this is another way. So you'll practice the both things. So if you open some other people code, you will able to understand what's actually happening. Okay. Okay. So this is how you should remove the element from the document. So later on, we're going to do a lot of things. So the same thing we're going to build by oneself. Then we're going to create a dynamical way of the content manipulation. So now I'll just show you some classes and attribute. Okay. So here itself, I'll take the classes and attribute. For example, const, I'll just get the first li equal to document dot query selector is the li dot first child. Okay, I'm going to get the first child of the li. So console dot log first li. So if I get this, or I'll get the first li. So I'll take this out now because I target the first child of the li. So I get the first child. Okay. So now you see it has only the class name. Okay. No, sorry, the class. So now what I'm going to do, so I want to get this a. Okay, this is the a. So I want to get the a. So to do that, I will show you something. So I will explain you what is traversing. Okay, for now, I'll just show you link. For example, I want to get this link inside the li. I want to get the link. So this is another concept. I want to get the children, okay, of the li. So li is a parent, and inside we have the child of a. So the link is first list. I want to get the children. So I will console out and show you what the children is actually written. Okay. So here I'll put the link. So when I hit the link, it's returning as an HTML collection. You see, when I call the first element dot children, I will explain this children later on. Just keep the next thing we're going to learn about the, okay, we didn't see the traversing DOM, right? Okay, so what I do, okay, we should want to learn the traversing DOM before we get it, because we are using the children and all. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, wait 1 minute. So you know how to replace and delete, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So understand, right? So I'll just get into the traversing DOM. Traversing DOM is basically, wait, I'll show you. Traversing DOM.js. Okay, so not this one. DOM navigation, traversing. So where is the DOM traversing? Documents form HTML. They don't have the DOM traversing. So where is the, I just want to show you the definition. That's what, wait 1 minute. Why this is not coming? Traversing the DOM. So the traversing the DOM, how to select the children? Wait 1 minute. So this is children node list. Why the traversing one is not coming here? That's the JavaScript object function DOM. So in the DOM, they are not having the traversing. So the entire document HTML element node. Yeah, okay. So this is so basically what we're going to do now. So if you see the DOM nodes, okay, I told you the DOM node according to the, okay, we don't need the entire document is a document node basically. So everything here is a node. For example, every HTML is a element node. Okay, that's what I told you in the previous time. There is an element node, space node, text node, and all. Okay, the text inside of the HTML element or the text node, we did that using the create text node. Okay, this is the nodes. Okay, every HTML attribute is an attribute node. So all commands are commands node. Even the command is also a node. I will explain you now. With the HTML DOM, all nodes in the node can tree can be accessed by JavaScript. For example, this look like a tree. Okay, the document and the root element is HTML. This HTML takes a head and the body. In the head, what we have, the title, href, like that way. The title takes content of text, my title. So here you see in the body we have a tag. That a tag contain href. In the element, what we have, the text, and the a tag contain my link as a text. Okay, so new node can be created and all node can be modified or deleted. This is what is DOM traversing. DOM traversing. So I will show you how we do that. Node relationship. The node relationships and node, the tree have the hierarchical relationship to each others. The term parent, child, and sibling are used to describe the relationship. For example, so this is the root element, and this is very hard to explain. I will explain what is actually going to do. So navigate between the nodes. We have parent nodes, child nodes, first child, last child, siblings, and previous sibling. So that's all we need. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the more about the documentation and all. We just get into the practical way. So the traversing is basically we're going to select the node and we're going to traverse in between the child and parent, all the things. Okay, that's what. So here what I do, I'll just create some variable here, val equal, I'll just create some variable, let val is an empty variable. So what will happen if I try to console the val now?
Undefined.
Okay, super. So now I'll just remove this dot slash 8 traversing down. Okay. So if I come back here, I got the undefined. Okay, so that's cool. So now const list equal to document dot query selector. This query selector is the ul dot collections. Okay, I'm just going to get the ul here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, here what I'm going to do. So if I try to console log the list, what we're going to get, the actual list. Okay, so if you see, we get the actual ul. In the ul we have a lot of child. Okay, the ul is the parent, we have the child of list here inside that ul. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm just going to make this copy of in a val is undefined. Now I'm just going to give a copy of val equal to list. So if I try to do the val here, it's going to return the same thing because we just made a copy of the list here. Okay, so get child node. So the node is the child node. Okay, I'm going to get the node of the value. Okay, now you'll understand a lot of things. For example, val equal to list dot child nodes. So this is a child node. So if I try to console dot log the value here, you see we have only 5 child. Okay, but it's returning 13. You see, it's returning 13. That's because here, sorry, excuse me. So here what I'm going to do, so here the text and the list collection, text commands, text list collection, test list, text list. What is the text? We didn't add any text in between the li, right? So if you see, we don't have any text in between. Is there any text in between the ul? So we have only 5 child, but it's returning the node as 13 things. So there is a command also. For example, here, see, we have the command here, right? So that's what it's returning command. For example, now I'm going to do, basically what happening here, it's returning the space of the element. Okay, this returning that it takes consider as a space something of node. So if I take this one, if I do like this way, okay, I'll just take this command also. Not going to give the command. I'm not going to give any space in between. Okay, I'm going to keep like this way. So wait 1 minute. So I'll just keep, okay, now for the one element I'll take this space. Okay, I'm not doing like this way. I'll just keep on continue with the next to this element. Okay, if I save this, now you see it's returning only 2. The first text is now not now the first test is disappeared because we move this li to next to this ul. We are not having any space node here. Okay, the space node is called the text here. So that's what the text is happening. So if you see here, I'll just take this command. So if I take this command, now it's returning only 10 because here we don't have any command in between. So the command, space, element, text, all things are node. Okay, I will explain you. I will give you some like numbers to find the nodes and all. Okay, so now if I take every space like this way, so this is one problem. We're not going to use the child node, we're going to get in a different way of childs. So I'm not having anything here. Okay, so I will take this out. If I save this, we now have 6. Okay, 6 is basically the text is because this UL is now have the space. So I'll take this UL to next to the here. So now we have only the 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so basically we need that, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's returning as a 5 node list because now we don't have any text node or a command node or anything in between that, because we get rid of all the space in between the li. Okay, so this is how the nodes are actually working. Okay, that's what they said. They said in a documentation what they said. Where is that? Yeah, HTML is the root. So you see this, yeah, the entire document is a document node. Every HTML element is a HTML node. Every text inside an HTML or text node or outside. Okay, or even that outside. For example, this UL as a text node. Okay, the UL as a text node. That text node even, yeah, space or even this text. Okay, this is going to consider as a node only, the text node only, because space is a character of the text, right? Because that's what it's returning as a node as text here. Okay, every HTML attributes an attribute node. For example, the class is an attribute, so it's returning an attribute node. All commands are command node, so that this command is also returning us as a node here. This is returning as a node list. Okay, these are all the nodes. A node is basically HTML node, list, like element node, command node, text node, everything is going to be a node here. Okay, for example, here it's returning 13. So when I open this, I have the command here. Basically we have some command here. If I take this command, there is no command in between that. So now we are not going to see the command node here. Okay, so this is what the child nodes of the UL. So what are the child is going to return inside the UL, but we are not going to use the child UL. Okay, don't worry about that. We're going to do in a different way. So this is an array. I can access the thing. So equal val equal to, we can stop using this node list. Tomorrow we'll get into the child and all. Okay, so list of 0, what I'm going to get, we'll check that. Okay, the list of 0 is a basically text. Okay, when I save this, I'll get undefined. So if I put 1 here, okay, not the child node of 0. So you see it's returning text. Okay, this is not a good way of doing. I will explain you that tomorrow, because that is some other topic. We're going to target the child in a different way. If I put 1 here, it's returning the actual li. Why? Because in the 0 we have a space here. You see, we have a space. This is going to consider as a text node. When I take this out, okay, now the 1 is going to be an text because there is a space. If I try to call the 0, now I'm get the L1, actually li, because I'm not gave any space in between after this UL, right? So if I did like this way, it's going to return text. If I take this out, it's going to return the li. So this is how the nodes are actually working. The node is basically all commands are node. Even this is everything is node in mission. Okay, so node is basically a text node or element node, even whatever it is. So it's going to be a one node. So I can get, I think today this is a good place to stop, I think. Okay, so tomorrow I will explain you some deep value, because that is not a good idea to make some speed way of teaching, because I want to start a new session now, the Tamil session. So that's what. Okay, so tomorrow I will explain you with some other good example. Okay, so today we just go and practice this create and remove element. Okay, so I'll put this code in GitHub. Yeah, thank you. So here, so git, um, you just go and get the code from git commit up to oh, Okay, I'm in a JavaScript file only. Okay. Okay, so now if I just check my GitHub. Okay, it got updated before the 19 seconds before. So you just get all the code here. Okay, you just go and learn this. So here we got the code. Okay, so tomorrow I will explain it that some new concept of the way of teaching. Okay, so today it's enough to learn. So go and learn create element and remove element. Tomorrow we get into the traversing DOM. Okay, so shall we
Yes,
close?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you, take care brother Tariq bro, bye, take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.